Hello everyone and welcome to this week's ExtendScript quick tip. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to batch rename files. Say you have a ton of files on your computer and you need them to be named a certain thing, and algorithmically you can either do a for loop to go through them or something like that. So in this case, I have a folder full of 1380 images which just copied a ton of times, and once we run the script, it's going to sequentially name them from 1 up to however many numbers there are. So when I run it, it's going to take a second and go through all of those files and rename them which number they are. So you obviously don't have to use numbers, you can use letters, names, the original name plus a suffix or a prefix, but I just want to show you how you can easily loop through, use the rename function, get the extension, and make sure you tack that on as well. So I'm actually going to quickly code this. To do this, I'm going to first grab an image, find a folder to put them all in, and I'm just going to copy it a ton of times. Alright, so that gives me about 720 images. Let's go ahead and write our script really quick. We need a variable to reference this folder, so I'm just going to say var folder is equal to a new folder object, and this particular folder is on my desktop, and it's called test. Then we're going to create a variable called files. We're going to get all of the files inside of this folder here. To do that, I'm going to say folder.getFiles. And then what we can do is create two variables. We're going to need one for the current file we're looking at. We're going to loop through all of them, but each time, to save some typing space, we're just going to have one called file instead of files number 1 or files number 2. And then we're going to also have a variable for the extension. We want to make sure we get the original file extension. We're not going to make assumptions that these are all JPEGs or these are all PNGs or MP4s. This script will be basically extension agnostic. And then we're going to have a for loop to loop through all of our files. So if our I is equal to 0, all arrays start at index 0. For I is less than our files.length, increment I by 1. So we're going to loop through all of the files. For each time through, we're going to have the file variable equal to our files I, so the current file. It's just an easy way to represent it. And then we're going to say extension is equal to our file.name, and we're going to slice part of the name out. Because every file, or most files, have an extension, we want to slice the last 4 out in this case. So I'm going to slice from basically the end of it minus 4 to the end of it. That's the way we can represent it. So we need the start of the slice and the end of the slice. So I'm going to say file.name.length minus 4. That's the start. That should start right before the period or the extension. And then we're going to go to file.name.length. And that should give us .jpeg for all of these files. And then finally, we're going to set the rename. So I'll say file.rename. And this is just going to tell us to give us the new name as the argument. Now the new name doesn't just mean give it the name, we need to include the extension as well. So what we'll do is we'll basically say I plus 1 dot toString. We're going to say basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're also going to add our extension. Alright, so now if I go ahead and run this, you can see we have a misspelling. Try run it again. Should now run through and name all of our files for the current index, and then add the current file extension to them as well. Of course, you can go in and change the naming scheme or change the algorithm the way it works to make whatever custom naming you need. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. That's how to batch rename files using ExtendScript. If you're not already following us on Instagram and GitHub, make sure you do so down below, where I release lots of cool upcoming stuff. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe to be notified of new videos coming out twice weekly, and of course, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.